Artwork, critiques, Photoshop files, and reference sheets are all available on my Patreon. And save for date, guys, as Draw With Mikey episode 100 will be live on YouTube on Saturday the 22nd of September. Further details to follow. Well, hello there, all you Willows and Mad Mordigans. I hope you're all doing bloody well. My name's Mikey, and welcome along to another episode of Draw With Mikey, episode 98. Oh my goodness, guys, again, we are getting closer. But for those of you not in the know, hi and welcome. This is the super casual midweek series where instead of a drawing tutorial or something like that, I just sit down and read through your comments. Basically, it's our best way of kind of keeping in touch with each other and seeing what's going on. Last week, I did ask you guys for, I just asked you how you were doing, basically, yeah. So, probably I'm just going to be reading a little bit of catch up for you guys. If you've got something, though, that you want to ask me or tell me or any kind of feedback that you want on something, why not get yourself into the comments section of this episode? And with any luck, my delicious friends, I'll be reading it next week around. Guys, question for this week as well, I'll get this out of the way really quickly, is I'm probably going to be putting together, sooner than later, an FAQ video, a new one, frequently asked questions. So, obviously, if you've got any questions for me in general, get in the comments, but if you could ask me any larger questions, do you have any kind of curiosities about art, life, or me as an individual or anything like that, ask them below. I might not answer them in full next episode, but they will certainly make their way into an FAQ video with any luck. So that's basically it, guys. Any questions for an upcoming FAQ, I would greatly appreciate your input. However, guys, what was going on? Last time we did some bondage. I'm going to come back to that, we need to talk about that. But last time in the comments, Clubber Lang says, "Hey Mikey, hello Clubber. I'm an extremely big fan of you and your art. I've been following you for quite some time, and I want to say thanks for inspiring me with all my art." Oh dude, no, you're welcome, man. That's a really kind message, great start. You've inspired me so much that I'm in the process of making my own anime or manga or whatever you want to call it. I want to give you credit for inspiring me to even keep drawing. Thanks. Oh dude, Clubber Lang. That is super, super kind. Yeah, no worries, dude. Obviously, if any of my drawing tutorials or any of the things what I've got going on just help motivate you to pick up that pencil, then that is all good in my book. Please make these longer if possible, says Diego Villa. Diego. So I keep asking this question, guys. Oh, right. So basically, the overall theme of this series, guys, is maybe you've got some artwork to be getting on with, and you'll probably notice that I'm filling up the sketchbook in the background as well. I just do some art. Maybe you guys have your own things going on. That's all part of the use of this series. But I did my first ever... Oh, shit. What was the word? I want to say shibari? Basically, Japanese rope tying bondage picture. I've never drawn any bondage before. And that turned out to be one of my most liked pictures on Instagram. And last week's DWM episode was one of the most viewed episodes we'd had in a really long time. So awesome. Welcome any newcomers who've been lured in by rope tying girls. I hope obviously you're getting similar on the screen as well. But I'm sure there's inevitable questions. Are you a BDSM artist? No. It was my first foray. I mean, we quite liked it, don't get me wrong. Oh, by the way, guys, grab yourself a cup of tea if you can, because we're going to be here for an hour. And I strongly recommend tea and or coffee if you're getting some artwork done yourselves at home. In fact, here we go, next comment. Darkside Shadiz says, "This guy is a hentai artist, I am sure." Dark Acid, no, I am not. However, I'm not going to lie, I'm experimenting a bit more than I used to be on Patreon at the moment, just to see sort of what happens, because, I'm a bit sad that hentai puts people off getting to anime and manga, normies, who otherwise might miss out on some excellent anime and manga just because they tar everything. Just because they paint everything with the same brush and just go, oh no, it's all perverted. And I do understand that perspective. That being said, drawing them sexy girls and your sexy characters is never a bad thing. And there's money there's money when you go full H, let's just put it that way. So honestly, don't know, but we are kind of testing the water these days. However, as far as I'm concerned, for YouTube, always family safe, always friendly. I want anybody to be able to get into drawing if that's something that they're interested in. I don't want any barriers putting people off. Okay, come on, Mikey. We need to speed up in the comment section, guys. I'm going to try to give it a little bit of pace, without skipping too much, just because it was so highly viewed last week, so abnormally highly viewed. We had something like nearly 500 comments, a load. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. And I am always asking you guys, what are we going to do for the future of DWMs? This is just a one-off. I know it's just a bump in popularity. But eventually down the line, they might get consistently more popular, in which case we need to think about the format. But I don't know what to do about it. The Irrelevant says, how the heck do you answer these questions that pop up in my mind? I'm wondering, can Mikey draw bondage? And a couple of hours later, this video comes out. The Irrelevant, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yule 12 IU, I see it, I click. Indeed, guys. I spend so much time, like, pouring my effort into digital artwork, trying to make a character look right, trying to balance the colours, and then one day I just get the sketchbook out again and I just think, oh, I just want to do the bit that I find personally easier and just more fun to do. And I just drew in the sketchbook and chilled out on Twitch, and it turns out that's what's popular. Well, hopefully you're seeing the sketchbook again in the background of this particular episode. Extra Terry says, Mikey drawing Shibari. That's what it's called, Shibari, thank you. Did we just discover one of Mikey's fetishes? Bold move, my friend. No, I'm a newbie. I'm a Shibari newbie. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm a 33-year-old man. I've got the handcuffs out in the bedroom before, because just life, you're not going to reach this age without trying stuff. But no, I don't know about the world of Shibari itself, so, you know, there you go. Optimus says, trying to figure out the cup size of a drawing, then I realise the World Cup. Yes, I like what you've done there. And Uber Awesome Man 9 says, kinky. Oh, thank you. But I have a suggestion. Can you draw more cute, sexy, smaller-breasted women every once in a while? Yes, I can. That's a great idea. I know it's not quite to your liking or style, but I and some of your fans would probably appreciate to see some characters that have been done with the double H bazookas, if you know what I mean, and some suggestions on characters to draw. Would you take a look at and maybe consider Fremi Speed Raw from Brave of the Six Flowers, Tukasa Diera from Devil's Line, or Chise Hattori? And you continue on. It's a little bit SAE, but it's absolutely fine because I'm taking those very suggestions right now and copy-pasting into a notepad file. Thank you very much, Uber. Armorin says, here's a suggestion. Sexy High Guardian Spice fan art in a BDSM theme. I don't know what High Guardian Spice is. So, High Guardian Spice fan art? Maybe. Maybe. I'll investigate it later. Cheers, dude. Sibian2 says, aye, my name was said. Oh, excellent. Did I read you out last week, Sibian? You're very lucky. Well, just from the thumbnail, I'm not sure if I should brag about it to people, but yeah, don't worry about the Halo thing. I was just joking since I love Halo. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. I won't give you too much of a recap, but I don't know too much about the world of Halo. I never got into it. That's basically, you know, the short version. Blissful6 says, the only clickbait thumbnail that actually isn't clickbaiting. Whoa! Yeah, dude, absolutely. You see some big bondage boobies in a thumbnail. That is exactly what I was drawing in the background. But, you know, we'll calm it all back down. He says, probably drawing bondage right now. We'll calm it all back down and just have some standard sketchbook adventures. And, you know, then we're just a bit more of a chill vibe again. Pand says, you should do Rias Grammary. Pand, I have, but she was not good enough and I should certainly do her again. Thank you. Bondage with Mikey. Welcome to Bondage with Mikey. Bad Bandita, how you doing, girl? Thank you very much. And Def Sonic says, can you draw Albedo from Overlord? Def Sonic, I don't even need to write that down. So many Albedo suggestions these days. She is most certainly on the list. Thank you. Genesis David says, well, Mikey, I'm okay. Yeah, guys, because I was asking you, how are you? I mean, right now, you can tell me how you are in the comments, and I'll hopefully read it next episode. But don't forget, give me those FAQ questions. Anything that you might want to know that would be useful in an art video. Anyway, you say, I'm okay. I've recently started drawing again because it helps with my depression. Genesis David, absolutely. Like drawings help me through like depression periods so much. Just getting into the zone and getting into that like cathartic like moment where you're just in the picture. Absolutely. Anyway, I had to stop about 6 years ago because my grades began to drop. My parents didn't much care for that. It's frustrating now that I'm 16 years old. Now that the 16 years old me would be disappointed. I used to be able to draw directly with ink, and it doesn't help that I switched writing hands because of an injury to my left hand. I'm fine now, and I came out as ambidextrous. Genesis David, oh my goodness. I'm really glad you found any of that useful in the world of art. It's helped you with that? Of course, that's serious stuff. Ambidextrous, that is mental. There is another streamer, an artist called Tomcii, Tomcii, and he's got a penchant for painting elves as well. He's painted way more elves than I ever have, in fact. And he is genuinely, because he's got a very painterly style, so to speak, a digital artist. He's genuinely training his left hand right now. He's doing like comparison artwork with right-handed, left-handed. You can do it. It's probably like a massive insurance scam. He'll probably like put a load of money on his left hand and then like he'll cut it off or something. Full Game of Thrones. And then be like, raking in that money, even though he's still got his lead hand after all. That's probably not what he's doing. But yeah, that can be done. Anyway, You, along with Jazza, White Manga, and Talar, have motivated me, so thank you. Hashtag Hardcore Crew. Hashtag sorry for the essay. It was an essay indeed, but I'm going to forgive you. Hashtag DWM100. Can't wait. DWM100. DWM100 review. DWM100 review. Anyone? No. Okay. Meme review. Forget it. Damn, Mikey, that's a great drawing. Thank you very much, Jack H. And Mythico says, Nanny? That thumbnail, though. That thumbnail indeed. Chloe Earth says, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise it was classed as mature content. I also want to say, oh yeah, your link. Yeah, I really struggled to sign in, Chloe. Don't worry about it, it's no biggie. But it made me faff, that's all. Also, I want to say that, damn, this was uploaded early. Once again, I'm sorry about it's late. So this series, guys, with any luck, this has come out on a Wednesday on UK time, which is where I live, in England. But sometimes it runs late and I just push it back to a Thursday. As long as I just say midweek, that's vaguely where this long-form running series goes. Anyway, I hope you don't have a bad memory of me from it. No, don't worry, Chloe, you're absolutely fine. Juan Thomas N says, I came for the tatas, I stayed for the quality of the video. New sub here. Juan, excellent. Welcome on in and thank you so much for subscribing. That's really kind. Sugar Plum Vodka says, I'm surprised that the feminazis haven't come for you yet. Sugar Plum Vodka. So dangerous topic, right? Let me just sip this. But I'm not I'm not trying to draw disempowered women, if that makes sense. Sure, like a woman can submit, so can a guy. Every now and then somebody's going to get tied up in life. That's just life. But if you kind of hang around on my channel and stuff, you'll probably notice that with any luck, you'll realise I'm not like a masochist or anything like that, and I've only got love in my heart, and equality and all of that sort of jazz. So hopefully that's why I'm not on their target list. Also, I'm like a tiny YouTuber, bear in mind, in the world of YouTube, so I'm on nobody's radar. We can kind of draw risky stuff now, whilst the channel is because as far as I'm concerned, this channel's massive. There's 300,000 people hanging out. That is fucking mental. Thank you so much. I'm almost like I'm lowering my voice just in case there's a feminazi outside the window and she's going to hear me. But whilst this channel in YouTube terms is tiny by comparison, we can kind of do what we want without getting on anybody's radar. So yeah, let's have fun now, because later on we'll probably have to, put our best foot forward. Elliot D says, hi Mikey. Hello Elliot. Would you ever consider drawing another one of those pages of zombies or weird creatures that you did previously when you were filling up the sketchbook? Because I thought that they were really good, and by the way, I love your drawing. I love drawing whiskey. I love drinking whiskey, is that what you're saying in the background? Thank you very much, Elliot D. Yes, we are back on the sketchbook, guys. It's sketchbook challenge time. Hopefully I'll make a video that comes out just before Inktober starts, talking about a sketchbook challenge and talking about ink pens and stuff like that, as well as an FAQ. That's why I've got all of this on my mind for the horizon. And yeah, so I'm kind of back to it. I'm still doing the digital art, obviously, but getting in, logging a few more sketchbook hours than usual in a very, very similar vein. Anyway, Contemplate Tech says, greetings, Mikey. How am I? Yes, how are you, Contemplate? Just trying to draw more and get moving on Twitch as a streamer and just staying alive. Keep being awesome. Thank you so much, Contemplate. Good luck with your upcoming streaming career. And yeah, you just got to keep moving, right? Guys, you got to keep hustling. You got to keep pushing yourself forward. You don't have to, but Casey Neistat made an incredibly visually clear video where he describes life as being a travelator. You know, at the airports when you get from one terminal to another and the floor's like a flat escalator? He says life is like a travelator that moves backwards. So if you just walk, you take things relatively easy, but you're moving forward, then the reality is you're going to be in the same place. If you actually want to move forward against a current that wants to push you the other way, you got to hustle. And that's when he kind of jogs up the escalator to prove a point, or something like that. But basically, I thought it was a very good euphemism. Anyway, basically, keep grinding, keep working. Gambatte ne! General Zahaki says, hey Mikey, hello General. I'm very well, thank you for asking. Oh, good to hear it. I was super surprised by your thumbnail. Yeah. So this is the thing, guys. That, without a doubt, is the riskiest drawing I've ever done on Twitch. And when we were doing that picture, I had loads of other art streamers come in, some actual professional artists, man. And I was asking their advice, are we okay? Are we going to get shut down or what? And basically they said, as long as you don't do body fluids, then you're fine. So if we'd drawn her sweating or crying, then Twitch might have actually stopped my stream. So it's right up by the line. And interestingly, this is a bit, don't worry, I'm not going to go full rant because you've all heard me moan about my relationship with YouTube before. Yeah, I'm biting a hand that feeds me. No, it's a great platform. It is a great platform. It's just, once you get used to its problems, you really focus on those problems, even though it's awesome here. However, yeah, so wasn't demonetized. Last week's DWM episode was not demonetized. It wasn't even flagged as unsuitable. Not that I'm trying to make YouTube flag me. Whereas I've done so many other things which I think are okay, which have been demonetized or have been flagged. So somehow Shibari bondage made it under the YouTube radar. I have no idea how, but apparently that's okay according to them. Optimus says, hey Mikey, could you draw Nero from Devil May Cry series? I personally like that character a lot, with a new game coming 10 years after the original. 10? Okay, this explains a lot, because I was in somebody's stream, oh god, I can't remember who, and they tried playing a really early Devil May Cry game. And I guess they were doing it because of the new one coming out, and they could not stand it, like the mechanics of the really, really early ones, and the camera angles were so jonky and wonky and bad. I'm sure they get way, way better. Of course they do in the series. But yeah, I don't know about the world, Optimus, of Devil May Cry. Hashtag hardcore crew. And he has two different types of arms. One's demonic and one's human. Optimus, I'm going to Control-C and paste that. Ooh, that's the wrong file. For later. Thank you very much for the suggestion, because I just don't know about that world. Ultimate QB Fox says, there's Horny on Main, and then there's this video. Oh my goodness, I'm dragging in a lot of sexy time thinking people. That's my nicest way of just saying horny kids. Sexy time actually got... No, scratch that. I never want to describe children as sexy time happy people. Scratch that from the record. I was just running out of words, that's all. God, I didn't mean it. Simpletown323 says, I'm pretty good. I've been a casual viewer since you're around 5 to 10k followers. No way. Simpletown, that is like 3 years ago. Jesus. And I went into university, dead set on being a comic and character artist, only to lose some interest in those subjects. Uni's funny for that. I went to uni for architecture, and eventually I realised that I fancied some of the girls on my course, and I hated the world of architecture. Like, I love buildings, and I love building design and the elements, but the actual work and things that you do in architecture are a little bit different to that in many, many ways. It's a lot different than I thought it was. So university is a great way to find out whether or not you do or don't like something, and it's definitely happening at a stage where you wanted to have found that out when you're at A-levels, about 2 years before. Anyway, how do you deal with huge changes in motivation and interest? Simpletown. I'm a little bit scatty like that. I literally, I don't stress it and I go with the flow. So, I'm so glad I started giving you this little side story because it's still on topic to your question. So, whilst I was at uni, guess what I found out I fucking loved? That was learning Japanese. So, on my course, you could do 4 modules in a term or something like that. That's what you've paid for. And you've got like your documents and your module sheet. There was a lady at our particular office in like the module kind of planning section. She was just so sound and lovely. I have no idea if she fancied me, like she was a little bit older than me and she was definitely way out of my league, or if she just thought like I was sweet or something. But she was so kind to me, and I basically said, I want to learn some languages on the side, and she just stamped a 5th section in my form, like just as a friendly thing, and she'd stamp me up and I got to learn Japanese for free on the side at university. That was the best fucking thing. So eventually I was like, look, I'm going to wrap up this course at diploma. I'm not going to push for a 3rd year now, and I probably won't all the way. So get your little diploma out of it, get some basic sort of thing on a sheet somewhere. Not that I'll ever use it in my life, but I continued with the Japanese, and I moved away from London but still travelled in to do the Japanese for a while afterwards and stuff like that. So yeah, just find what you love, man. It's tough if you need to have a career and earn a living, but bear in mind that I'm been getting into the YouTubing and stuff over the last 3.5-ish years, so it's kind of never too late to kind of change courses depending on what your passions might be. Anyway, I hope that's some sort of answer. Sorry for the side ramble. Hector Ricardo Robles Bastida. Hector, you have one hell of a name. It's not as long as mine, but it's pretty good. I like your draws. I've been checking some of the manga techniques on your channel, and I'm learning how to improve my own technique. I'm getting better each day, and this draw is very sexy. I like it a lot, especially the detail of the knots. Thanks, and later. Hector, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, getting those rope knots. I'm 6 out of 10 on this particular drawing. I'd say I'm 60% drawing real knots, and I'm 40% still making them up with the rope. So you kind of pick how much detail you do and don't want to get into with this sort of stuff. Somebody says, hi Mikey, I just wanted to say hi and that's all. Well, hello somebody, thank you very much for getting into the comments. And Sahar Koran says, hi Mikey, this show is great. Thank you so much. I've listened to the podcast whilst drawing, and it's nice to lift my head from the drawing every couple of minutes to see your wonderful artwork. Oh, you're too kind. Dude, you have written, however, an absolute essay. So I'm going to just skim my way through because you've put in a lot of text. Okay. Oh, we've got returning customers on your commission art, even though it's low tier stuff. It never hurts to get like a fan base going. and your brain digger on DeviantArt for the curious. Okay, cool. I'll give you a little shout out there. And in a few days, I'll be on board a plane to Japan. Wa, Nihon ni ikimasu. Wa, sugoi. Naze? Kyomi? Ryori? No, Ryori's cooking. Ryoko ka? Ryoko desu ka? Anyway, this will be my first visit. My brother and I are going completely weeb out in Tokyo like the nerds that we are. I'm working on my hiragana in hopes of not getting totally lost. Excellent, dude. So hardcore him. If you're literally just about to go, if you've already learnt your hiragana, great. And if you've not, then just get yourself some key phrases. Get yourself some where is this, hello, please, and thank you. If you do just a little bit of that, like the response you get from Japanese people who can see that you've at least bothered to learn a bit of the language is way, way more positive. All of that dries up when they realise you're living there, though, because I've spoken to some people who've been in Japan for years and years, and they're really, really friendly to tourists, and then they stop being friendly if they realise you're a resident. So it's interesting. Valaser Fantastic says, I just realised I forgot to answer stroke comment in a podcast background sessions last time round. Oh, well, don't worry, you don't have to answer my questions. You're welcome just to, lurk in the background and listen along if you find that to be useful. That's totally cool. Anyway, here is my favourite to encourage you. Critical Role. All D&D streams are good, but this one is the best. Start on episode 1, campaign 2, because you have more of a chance of catching up and deciding if you want to watch the live streams. Oh, that's really useful. Thank you very much. Oh, you've written an absolute essay. Basically, Belays are fantastic. You are just bigging up this one again. Look into D&D itself as it is the best. Also for me, I've been working on my YouTube videos and creating a good animated opening for for them in your clip studio on your iPad Pro. Oh, very cool. Getting into that animatics life, that's crazy. I need to, I don't have very strong animation skills, but I do need to investigate that as well. It's been a lot of work, but rewarding. I am glad to hear it. And the YouTube algorithm management, yeah, let's not even go there. Let's not even go there. Trigger warning, talking about YouTube algorithms. But thank you so much. I am, as you can probably guess by the clicking, copying that for later investigation. ¿Cómo son al pegar estacio de Idarive? Ata. So my Spanish is not that good, but I do actually understand, why is this not age restricted? Why was my last one not age restricted and so many of my other videos where I'm trying to teach people to draw? I don't know. It's just different rules for different people and depending on what YouTube's mood. Basically, it's like working for a schizophrenic. No, I'm not gonna. Sorry, guys, I just stopped myself from going on a little side talk again. Okay, let's focus on your comments. Ali V06 says, thank you in German. It's Danke. Oh, it is. Danke. Thank you very much. Or Danke schön. Danke schön, Ali. Thank you so much for that knowledge. Prima. And Richblade Dragonborn says, hey, Mikey, a question about drawing fan art in general. Go ahead. Actually, no, I'm skimming your question because it's quite long. Oh, I see. So, one of them said you may not post fan art on social media and you need a license. Okay. So, basically, I'm going to give you, Richblade, I'm going to give you a really short, rough answer. And this isn't kind of from me because I don't really know too much about that world because I don't yet sell prints and stuff like that. And I don't go to conventions. But another artist, greatly respect and follow, has said that basically, if you're like, say you're going to a con and you've got loads of fan arts of other works, you are technically abusing somebody else's intellectual property and it could all be shut down. But I think the unwritten rule, or at least that's the impression I got from this guy, is that people like, I think Blizzard Entertainment, the guys behind, is it Blizzard behind Overwatch? Wait, did Blizzard do Overwatch and World of Warcraft? Fuck, they must be in the money. Companies like this, video game companies in general, and like Marvel as well, they do sort of understand that allowing people to make positive fan art of their intellectual property, their characters and so on, only bolsters and reinforces the fandom. It makes the fan base stronger. So they kind of tend to sort of turn a bit of a blind eye to that in cons and stuff. You know, if I drew a great big picture of, like a great big horrible picture of, I don't know, Gamora giving it to Iron Man with like a big black strap on or something, then, you know, probably I'd get an email saying that I'm threatened with lawsuit action. But yeah, apparently, like, it's completely, you are abusing the intellectual property. These are not your characters that you're trying to make money off of. But it's kind of allowed because it's all in a very positive fan-basey message. However, what this person did say is Disney do not have that same attitude at all. Disney are very particular, as you probably know, about protecting their IP and reinforcing a very particular image. So yeah, you don't want to try selling Disney artwork at any conventions, because apparently you will get shut down and probably threatened with legal action. So that's my basic understanding, guys, of that kind of situation. Because bear in mind, I make drawing videos of lots of popular characters and monetize them on YouTube. But yeah, like if I sat down and drew a big picture of Naruto, whoever licenses it, like Viz or somebody, could probably send me an email and say, no, don't do that. That's not your character. You're not allowed. So it is a difficult world out there. Anyway, let's crack on with those comments. I don't want to focus too much down any one alley. Black Moth says, I've got a recommendation. Go ahead, Black. Thank God for that. You know, it sounds like I've just called you Black in a very casual way. Go ahead, Black Moth. Thank God for that recommendation, because I subbed. Oh! Black Morph, you came to me on a recommendation. Oh, in that case, welcome on over. Thank you. Kopal Azerg says, Senpai, I love you. Oh, thank you, Kopal. De la manera más heterosexual. Yeah. No homo, I guess is what you're saying. No worries, dude. The Hakeem1 says, I never really respond much to YouTube's videos via comments anymore, but sure, why not? The Hakeem X1, I get that, right? YouTube comments, and this is my DWMs are like my happy little secret, because I love doing the DWM episodes and I love catching up with you guys and, you know, getting like a bit of a connection, right, and seeing what's going on and just talking about stuff and shooting the shit. Especially if you guys are getting your own art projects done. Like, I like that communal art vibe. However, other than the DWM episodes, I completely agree. YouTube comment sections are just a fucking dumpster fire, like right across the platform. So I also never otherwise really get involved. Well, if I see a great video, I have to comment on it. I want to support people who make fun content. But in a very general sense, I don't get into conversations there. That being said, you're doing fine. Thanks for asking. No worries, Hakeem1. I'm currently going through my last class of college with only 2 weeks left, and I have a birthday on Wednesday. Wait, that's today, right? Dude! Hakeem, happy birthday, man. As for what I'm going to do after, I plan on just taking 2 years off from thinking of finding a way to go back to college if I ever go, or the Air Force, or just seeing what I can do as a freelance for a bit. Oh, dude, you're at a massive crossroads in your life, right? So many options. Good luck to you in life in general, man. Lord Rhino Gaming says, hello, Mikey. Hello, Lord. Just like to say that you've probably been the biggest inspiration for me when it comes to drawing. Dude, that's too kind. I really do enjoy playing these DWMs in the background as I draw, since your voice just seems to help set the mood, oddly enough. Oh, wow, because I've got a bad old voice. So yeah, thanks and keep up the good work. No, Lord Rhino, thank you. Oh god, also don't get me started on those goddamn memory cards. They were a fucking pain. I remember deleting my sister SingStar save so that I could fit my save files for, I don't even remember. Yeah, we were talking about memory, just having to buy separate memory cards back in the day, and nowadays, you know, I've got like a gigabyte of memory. Wait, I've got like a terabyte of memory. Basically, PlayStation 4 now just comes with more memory than computers did about 3-4 years ago. What a time to be alive. Anyway, Pandastar, I'm okay. I just need some of that speed draw magic and some interesting drawing ideas. Well, Pandastar, I hope you find lots of inspiration kind of mooching about on my channel. Tag says, nice work as always. Thank you, Tag. I'm looking forward to episode 100. Oh, so am I. I'm a little bit intimidated, but I'm mostly looking forward to it. It's actually exciting. How long should you spend on one drawing? Oh, there's no one answer, dude. It depends on the drawing, the art, what you're doing it for, the commission. Are you being paid by the hour? Are you being paid by the piece? Are you being paid by no one and doing it as a passion? There's no one answer. Sorry, Tag. No one answer for that. Hashtag sip of tea. Hashtag mikeymegamega. Hashtag boobs. I'm going to sip some tea now. Oh, delicious. Duke of Dreams says, great video, Mikey. Thank you, Duke. If you're ever looking to get into Monster Hunter World, I'd love to play with you. My PSN is Elite Ghost Kills. I personally love bondage, so this piece is even better than normal to me. I'm not sure if I want some bondage people all up in my... No, I'm just kidding. I really need to get better at females so I can try to draw some Shibari. With how good you are at colouring with an ink pen, I'd love to see you draw You Are when he's a goopy black mess or muscle from All Might. Yeah, goopy black You Are is a great ink piece. Duke of Dreams. Thank you so much. I'm going to copy your whole thing, so I've grabbed your PSN as well. I'm really struggling to fit in that time, but I do like it. Xante says, hey Mikey, hello X. If you're asking how I'm doing, and I am indeed, I'll try to keep it short. I've just finished university, congratulations, and I'm currently in the awkward point in life being a student and finding a job. But here is my plan. I've been drawing for over a year now, and once I've found a job and settled in, I want to start creating artworks and speed paintings during my spare time and upload them to my DeviantArt, Instagram and YouTube. Hopefully to a point where people enjoy and love my videos, much like all of your fans love yours. Oh, you're too kind. Thank you, Mikey, for teaching me how to draw over the past year. Dude, you've taught yourself. I've just pointed you hopefully in the right direction. You get this a lot, but you really are a great inspiration and a great artist. Oh, dude, that's really kind, man. Like, it's touching stuff. Like, I don't want to get all moopy and emotional because there's so many comments this episode. I want to keep up the reading pace, but no, every time I get messages like that from people. Oh my god, guys! Warning to all of you people. I do not get an alert. If you like a picture of mine on Instagram, I get an alert. If you tag me in something, I think I get an alert. If you DM me on Instagram or you DM me on Twitter, I do not get any alerts. I don't get any icons on my app or on my phone or anything. And every now and then I just swipe right more than I'm used to, and I'm like, oh shit, there's messages. And I've got out-of-date messages from 4 to 5 weeks ago of people trying to get in touch. So guys, if you've ever DM'd me on Instagram or Twitter, I apologise because I have not responded. That shit just goes out of date and then disappears off the bottom of my phone. So get in touch with me on, there's better places basically. Try to catch me live if you want to talk to me. God, if you've DM'd me, I promise I'm not I haven't looked at your message and just thought, I don't know who that is, I'm not going to respond, I'm mikeymegamega. None of that, honestly. I just completely, it's gone out of my mind. I wasn't aware that was there. I've just gone a little bit of a sidetrack and I can't remember why. Oh no, anyway, when I do get your lovely messages, guys, they really do touch me. And thank you so much. Anyway, let's get back on track. Vicky S says, Mikey, be my senpai and give me private lessons, please. I need help with bodies. Vicky S, I'm afraid the only way to do that is on Patreon. One of the higher tiers, the hashtag Hardcore Crew tier, is full of feedback and art critiques and all sorts of stuff. We really get involved there. I say that like we're doing it for ages. I've actually only just launched it. Hannah Greenwell says, I just came across your channel and man, you are good. Hannah, thank you. You're too kind. I know I'm stating the obvious, but well done, sir. Well, thank you very much, madam. Planet Wanderer says, I never get tired of your work. Very, very kind again, dude. And Lucas Oliveira says, hey man, first of all, thank you for those awesome videos. They help a lot. You're welcome. I'm having a big problem with face proportions. I want to make a semi-realistic style, so the eyes need to get a little bit smaller. Yeah, guys, I can say this with all serious. Don't start art with anime. Do not start art with manga. I know I sound like maybe somebody's art teacher from 10 years ago, but if you want to learn to draw people and figures, learn to draw people and figures. Later, get into the anime an hour later. I really don't mind, but spend some time studying real facial proportions and real facial structure, because anime is just a way of interpreting those same visual elements and that same visual language through a slightly different filter. So you need to know what all these random lines on the anime are and what they're trying to actually represent on a real face. So I do strongly recommend that. There's probably loads, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's probably not many professional anime artists who haven't at some point studied real life anatomy, except maybe Attack on Titan, because what the fuck is that guy up to? No, I'm kidding. He deserves every success. I'm not hating at all. Just art styles. Horizon Williams says, that thumbnail. Yeah, I know, right? And that title is what I thought when I saw that picture. Oh, excellent. And Wolf Shadow says, Mikey's had a Vine addiction. I have. Not even Vine. I've never had Vine, but it's for Vine compilation videos. I feel that, mate. Have a good day, Mikey. Wolf Shadow, have a good day too, man. Hope you've been doing well. Relapse says, I want a tutorial for this beautiful drawing. Oh, Relapse. Well, that's a good suggestion. Shall I make a bondage drawing tutorial video? Shall we do a Shibari tutorial? Oh my goodness. I'm going to practice Shibari a little bit more, guys, and watch this space, because that wet shirt one went well, and I finally got that webcam working in a manner which I think I can trust, but let's not talk about that webcam and that last tutorial video. At 6 frames a second it recorded the raw footage. 6 frames a second! And Windows camera thing was literally just yep, absolutely, I'm recording in 2160p and I promise I'm doing it at 30 frames a second. It literally said that, and it capped it at 6. Terry Reaper, Terry, long time. I haven't seen your comments in here for a while, or I've just been missing them. How are you doing? Hey Mikey, hello there. As far as the suggestions goes, maybe try drawing Morgan Ainsland from Darkstalkers, or Felicia from the same. Yeah, I recently saw some other artists do a lot of Felicia stuff. Be great chicks to draw in your style. Thank you very much. Been using all of your tutorials and DWMs to get back into drawing people again, particularly the busty ladies. Life's been crazy on this end. Oh, maybe that's why I haven't seen. Oh shit! My house burned down at the beginning of this year. I got married, congratulations, and then switched jobs, so it's been crazy. I hope you're doing well. Cheers and sips tea. Terry Reaper, well, that explains whilst I haven't seen you on the DWM episode for a while. Oh my goodness, I'm so fucking sorry to hear that. I hope it's far away enough in time that it's not too much of a big deal. I hope, because obviously house is just items, but some of those items carry a lot of value and emotional weight. I hope at least the people involved and any animals remained unharmed. I hope you and yours are safe. Also, congratulations for being married. Well done. Oh, was that like... were you just like one of those crazy girlfriends who was just like, if you don't marry me, I'm going to burn down your house? And then like your fiance at the time was just like, yeah, whatever, babe. And then you're just like, right, I'm going to show you. And then you burn the house down. And he's just like, oh my God, she's crazy. I better put a ring on it at last. Hey, Michael. Oh, wow, your name literally reads out. Hey, Mikey. Hello, hey, Michael. I'm listening to this as I'm drawing... Sorry, your name just pleased me. I'm listening to this as I'm drawing Diva fan art. Question. Have you played Doom, the 2016 reboot, all the originals, my favourite game currently, and they are releasing a sequel, Doom Eternal. Hey, Michael, right. Yeah, I am from that generation. I'm just old enough so that I was just old enough as a kid to appreciate Doom on the computer. Back in the days of like, maybe you had some friends that had Windows 95, but if you didn't, you were still using your computer in DOS. And you could run Dune from DOS, and I think you could play like a Kirby adventure game or something. And yeah, literally like, I'd never seen anything like it. It wasn't truly 3D, was it? It was doing something really, really clever with sprites or something like that. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Way back in the day. Then as I kind of got older, I think the game that, because I didn't have Doom myself, but I knew a kid who lived near me that had it on his computer, and so like I kind of saw it more than I played it and thought it was amazing. And then Sonic was like the real kind of first video game that really blew my mind in the 90s, just because it was such bright colours and stuff. I think this was all around about the same time. And then I actually became a bit of a Quake fanboy, so I got into Quake 1, which has... And by the way, Quake 1 is nothing like the Quake 3 death matches that you get. Oh my God, does anybody remember Quake death matches? I think that was Quake 3 online. Just go online and just play deathmatch rock solidly or capture the flag. That was... Guys, I know like Fortnite and PUBG is the thing, but back in the day, I swear, Quake was massive. Anyway, Quake 1 was really dark. Like, it was like Doom, but with none of the colour. It was all black and miserable. And it had this really fucked up dark soundtrack by Trent Reznor. Really, really good stuff. Anyway, yes, I do remember such things. And, yeah, the new Doom I really enjoyed. And I know people have fanboyed about that new version of Doom, especially after the last one. It wasn't so well received. But guys, the new version of Doom 2016, I also strongly recommend that game. It completely changes your thinking mechanics. It teaches you that if there's trouble, you have to run towards the enemy, get stuck in, get into the centre to get certain rewards and healing packs and stuff. And that just made the game like this rock and roll adventure. Yeah, new Doom. I still haven't completed it. I'll probably do a let's play from the beginning again because it's been a while. But new Doom, I'm well behind that. Antichrist says demonetized. Yeah, but I wasn't, right? I wasn't. And sorry guys, let's keep scrolling. The Art of Things says, hey Mikey. Hello, The Art of Things. If you're still looking for podcasts, The Mysterious Secrets of Uncle Bertie's Bitonarium is a pretty good one. Ooh, written by the guys who made Flight of the Conchords. Now you've got my attention. Nice. I've been up to writing. It's been 6 years, but it's fun. How are you? Been here forever. Rarely comment. Have a great day. Well, thank you very much, Art of Things, for stepping forward. Lurkers are, of course, always welcome. Got that suggestion? Mikey, could you do guys once in a while? Crunchy Jello Comics. What's a guy? I don't understand. And King Hippo the Great says, hey Mikey. Hello, King Hippo. I like what you drawed in the video. Thank you. Thank you for saying. Jaizu says, how am I doing? By the time you read this, I'll be back in school, probably thinking about my waifu or some other lovely lady with magnificent bust, like Purple Heart or Iris from the Neptunia franchise. Oh yeah, Hyperdimension Neptunia. Also, on the other hand, I have a question for me, because one thing is that really irks me is recently I've switched from my usual brand of pencils into something completely new, and I'm not able to produce art that I'd qualify as passable. Did you ever have something like this happen to you? And get some soup. Coffee and tea are overrated. Wow, sip of soup. Oh my God. Should we do like a cup of soup episode? That could be a thing. Artist blames his tools, right? I don't think I've ever I've got to be honest, I think I've been surprised at finding it the opposite instead, personally. So, like, when I was a kid and in art, when you went, do you remember when you used to go to school? For those of you who are still in school, you know, you get sent a list of things you're supposed to have. Like, if you're going to come to my maths class, you must have in your pencil case a protractor and a set square and a calculator that can do this, that. And, like, it was the same for art. You must make sure that you have a set of pencils from, like, you know, 6H to 6B, something like that. And so I always thought you had to have this massive range of pencils to produce good art. And then when I was getting back into things later in life, I was motivated by just being lazy. I really got into mechanical pencils because I was so tired of getting pencil shavings everywhere in my house. And so there was two things in my house at one point, and that was cat hair and pencil shavings. And I was just like, right, I've got to fucking sort this out. And like the Papermate disposable pack of pencils, they're dirt cheap. You don't even buy them from a stationery store. Like, you can pick them up with like your shopping. They're, you know, just common shitty stationery items. And it says for their HB of 0.7mm lead, but you don't have to sharpen them because it just breaks away. You get so many a pack, it actually works out really, really cheap. They've got rubbers on the end, which, you know, it's a minor thing. But I actually found their lead, I don't know what's in their making process, I found their lead to be not HB at all, but more like a 2B. And with one of those pencils, I can get really dark lines. I mean, you've got to really dig in hard and work slow, but I can get a really wide range of results from just a really cheap pencil. So I've had like this kind of opposite journey, Jaizen, where I'm just like, you know what? I mean, those great art materials are fantastic, but I really do believe it starts with you. And those different materials and tools are like the bonus. They're like the icing on the cake. But honestly, I do most of my work with just one pencil and I don't stress about it. Green Arrow HD says, hey Mikey, your tutorials have helped me so much. Thank you so much, Green Arrow, that's really kind. Honestly, I can't stress enough how much they helped me. I managed to get in a 1 in art. Oh, 1 is the best mark in Germany. Oh, Mittegalektikon, how many, wait, what? Anyway, dude, that's so fucking awesome. Congratulations, and doing really well. P.S. I've got something I want you to draw. It's an Overlord pic. It's a Dame time, it'd be great, and I think it'd be good. Probably you're thinking of Albedo from Overlord again, don't worry, everybody says Albedo from Overlord. I've got that drummed into my head. I've never watched a single episode of Overlord, but I know for a fact that I must draw a picture of Albedo from Overlord. I've been told. Jay West is bless. Oh, me? I'm fine. Oh, okay, Jay, we're good. But I'm wondering what pen to use so I can go through my wallet at the store window. Dude, so, you know all about my pencils, I've explained that. In the last picture, I was going between some Mitsubishi 0.3 and 0.05 nib isographic pens, and I was also using a Fudenosuke Tombow brush pen as well. I was using the firm one more than the soft one. And also I used some Mitsubishi Uniball fine rollers as well. Don't worry, I'm going to do a pen. So guys, again, hit me up with your FAQ questions. But as well as an FAQ update video, I will be doing a video about pens eventually. Clay Foreman says, you were talking about drawing, putting you in a zen state. Woodworking does the same to me. Clay, excellent. I'm really glad to hear that, and I completely get that. I've done some woodworking at uni, making things, and yeah, I understand that satisfaction very much. Anon, I just wasn't amazingly good at it. Anon Ramen says, what the fuck is this channel? I can't stop myself from clicking. Anon, welcome down. So this is the thing, guys. I'm going to sneak you in for boobs. You're going to see some boobs and you're going to click. And once you hang around here for a while, you're going to realise I'm actually teaching you how to draw, because drawing is fucking awesome. So welcome on in. Stay for the crowd. James Ardy says, have you ever heard of Cyberpunk 2077? I'm really excited for the game when it comes out. From what I've seen of the gameplay, it looks to be a very fleshed out RPG. Yes, yes, and yes. I was really worried about that. I've talked about this before. In my experience, there are a lot of games which just don't have much going on. They're like really middle of the road. They're really boring. They don't go very far, but they look great because they've got a really good cyberpunk skin and they're set in a cyberpunk city. The exception, of course, being Deus Ex Human Revolution. I really enjoyed that game. But I've played loads of cyberpunk-ish games which were just run and gunners or just really, really boring. And I was really worried that was going to be the same about this, especially when the cinematics of that slow motion bullet stuff came out, like, what, 4 years ago or something mental like that? Like, they've been working on this for a while. And I just thought, oh, that actually looks a bit crap. It looks so clean and nice. I bet the game is probably not that interesting. That being said, it's by the team who made The Witcher 3, one of my favourite RPGs so far. And yeah, those actual 40 odd minutes of footage that they did for it did make it look very, very good. I will, I'm sure, be trying to play that one day down the line. Hopefully it'll come out on a PS4. Grim Who says, keep killing the gay man. Already contacted on Twitter, so I'm going to take time away from other comments being read. Okay, I'll read your Twitter comment in that case, Grim Who. Thank you very much. And you're going back through the other DWMs. Awesome. Chris Matney says, well, this answered my hentai question. Lols. No, hopefully I've answered it and reaffirmed it at the very beginning of this video. I'm just scrolling down, guys, because I know there's so many comments, and I'm just skipping loads of people saying hi. Thank you very much. It's a great drawing. Thank you guys for all of those comments. I'm sorry I'm not just sitting here reading out each one. I really hope this video doesn't get removed. I know, right? Happy I'm still watching the space. Awesome and cool. Thank you so much, all of you guys. I'm just doing loads of scrolling so that I'm loading up like more sections. Okay, great. Okay, loaded up for a whole new whack of things. Pandora's Angel, you got recommended this. I have no idea why, but welcome on in. And Sibian2 says, I'm willing to bet the reason people bought up the wet t-shirt is because of character from Fate Grand Order. It was the summer event in the game not long before you drew that. Oh, I see. So there's something in the world of media that really brought people back into that wet t-shirt crowd, and then maybe I just picked up on everybody's comments and we finally dived in. Nice one. Artilius says, hey Mikey. Hello Artilius, thanks for asking. This year I'll be studying in a numeric art school in Switzerland. It's called Les Maîtres du Monde. The something of the world? Wait, which literally translates as, oh, Masters of the World. Oh, Maître. Oh shit, so Artilius, in June there are a league of women called the Honoured Maîtres. And I always thought that the linking of that word was to do with mother, like Reverend Mother, Honoured Mater. But maybe it's Maître. Maybe it's like Honoured Masters, because that particular people of characters in the book, they regarded themselves pretty fucking highly, even though they're trying to escape an unspeakable horror as well from the rim of the universe. Swings roundabouts. Also, it's sponsored by John Howe, the art director to The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Artilius, that is so fucking cool, man. I'm going to get all on Google and look into your art school a little bit later. I'm going to copy your comment, because that's just really curious. Last time I looked up an art school, I was researching Bauhaus from way back in the day. Let's put that aside and let me ask you something. Go ahead. I only had this passion for drawing 3 years ago. I really want to progress. Mate, don't worry, it's about when I got back into things. But each time I draw nothing, I'm stuck and I don't know what I need to draw. I need your help, Mikey Sensei. Artilius, get yourself into a art drawing book. An art drawing book, a good one, will probably give you some homework. Learn some basic stuff, or just go online, go into creative section of Twitch and watch artists drawing live. That will really fuel your passion, trust me. And just look at all sorts of awesome artwork on Pinterest, which is great for seeing images but terrible for helping you find out who actually made them, so it's a double-edged sword, that one. But yeah, don't stress. If you're not drawing and it's not working, walk away. I say it all the time. Go take a walk, go hang out with your mates, come back a couple days later and have another go, and you'll probably find you're in a bit of a different headspace and it might be a little bit easier. Lemon Pie says, hey Mikey. Hello Lemon Pie. I love your videos and your art is so cool. Thank you. Trust me, of all the things that I am, cool is not one of them. I am not a cool guy, but thank you so much. I've been struggling with my desire to draw, and I want to draw. It's been hard for me to find the aesthetic and make my art interesting. It's just the same bland stuff over and over again. Anyway, how did you manage to find what you like to draw or make art more interesting? Is there anything I can do to improve it? Lemon Pie, part of my last answer still applies to this one. If you're getting frustrated, as long as you don't have a deadline to worry about, walk away and come back later. And look at loads of other art and artists. Look at loads of people's work. Don't just focus on one person. Spread it around. There's so many little nuances out there in the world that will just pique your interest, and you'll slowly pick a little bit here and pick a little bit there and kind of mooch that into what it will be your developing own style. So have a look. The world is a fantastic place. Let's sip some coffee. Sorry, I'm so used to having coffee now that I've actually gone back to a cup of tea and I'm mislabeling. Ben Loves Anime is moving to Japan in November. Another one. Wow, mo ichido nihon ni iku no koto no hito. Wa sugoi. I probably said that completely wrong, but it's wa sugoi. I am slightly jealous. I am slightly jelly. There might be, basically I'm going to hopefully be able to take some holidays again in my life next year once the dust is settled basically of 2018. And I really want to do Mikey on tour, where basically I might just vlog from some of my holiday destinations. That's basically it. But also still draw whilst I'm out there, and still hopefully YouTube on the road. That would be amazing. Nightmare Bear Puff says, oh hey, I haven't been at a DWM in a while. How you doing, Mikey? Hello there, Nightmare Bear. Not too bad. I move accounts a lot. It's nice to be greeted by pretty lewd drawings with my favourite kink involved. Oh, Shibari fanboy as well. By the way, I feel like my anatomy has kind of slipped and I can't seem to draw female body proportions right anymore. Well, good sir, Hopefully my last video about a book suggestion would be of some help. John Bird says, hey Mikey. Hello John. I was very good at drawing when I was younger, but in life I don't have as much time to devote to drawing. Do you have any tips to get me back into shape? John Bird, I'll tell you what did it for me. Is I used to draw on the side, obviously, like, because I like it when I was at work in the office jobs. And whatever, like 4 years ago, a guy I used to work with in an old office, God, it might be... Sorry. Guys, when you drink a load of tea and talk really quickly, you end up burping, it happens. But this guy in my old office, I think his online thing is like Dapsman or something like that, really nice guy, was just like, dudes, have you ever tried playing video games online? And I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't know about Twitch. I obviously knew what YouTube was, but for me, back then, YouTube was the place you went where, like, you know, your car battery's dead, so you need to look at a video on how to, like, jumpstart your car, or you want to look at a video for changing a light bulb. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what YouTube was to me. I didn't realise it was a place where people were literally making, like, ongoing entertainment content, if that sounds about right. Anywho, what I'm getting at is, he was just like, dude, there's this guy PewDiePie, he plays video games, he's really big, he makes money. I was like, no way, what is this? And yeah, doing that and having to basically do weekly video uploads forced me to draw more than I was, and I'm kind of grateful for that. I still don't draw as much as I would want to, because I keep myself busy with lots of different projects, not just art-based stuff. Because God, there's so much in the world to be interested in. You have to pick like your particular niche, because there's not enough, like, you don't have enough years to love it all. But yeah. It was just basically having to suddenly hit deadlines. That's what really pushed me into being creative again. The pressure. It was the pressure after all. Admiral Akbar, I for one says... Oh wait, they say, I for one will happily say that I love bondage like this. Men and women of culture join me. Great work as always, Mikey. Thank you so much. The Shibari crowd have come out of the woodwork just to say hello this episode. And that is bloody great. Ash Williams says, to answer your question, I'm good. Good, Ash. Glad to hear it, man. The kids are back to school in 5 days. Oh, wow, you're about to have your life back. And the times of stress and 9,000 questions a day are over. My kids are literally the spawn of Satan during the holidays. I'm so sorry to hear it. I think it would be really cool if you could do something with the characters from Dumda, Dramatical Murder. What? The character designs are really cool, and you can do gender bends or alternates. Well, I've never heard of that, Ash. So let's put that into the list for investigating down the line. Oh, wait, did that paste? Yes, it did. Okay, great. Lovely. Thank you very much, good sir. And Iris says, YouTube, please, artist, have it hard enough on this... Oh, yeah. Yeah. YouTube, please, artists have it as hard enough as it is on this platform already. Can you not? YouTube, copy-pasted replies as artist screams into the void. Yes, Iris. What I've just said to you, to your delicious ears at home, I hope you're all doing bloody well. What I've just said probably doesn't make much sense to you guys, but Iris is very particularly referring to something we talked about last episode, which I agree. Oh, Ski Bobby got into the comments section to say, awesome video, Mikey. Ski Bobby, guys. Ski Bobby is, and by the way, dude, I had, oh no, you know what, I think you've said before, like, you might follow this channel. But thank you so much for getting the comments. Guys, Ski Bobby is the first ever person I ever followed on Twitch. When I first, so you know what, I've just talked about, like, being an idiot and not knowing about YouTube. Well, that kind of extends to my entire life. I don't know about things, and then people tell me. And which, to be fair, is how most people learn, but for me it happens to be happening quite late in life. So I went over to Twitch, and I was like, oh, okay, wow, it's mostly gaming. And then, like, it has all the pictures of different games, and one of them is IRL. And I just looked at that, and I thought IRL was just the name of another video game. I had no idea what it was. You know, like PUBG and stuff like that. You know, let's play PUBG, let's play IRL. So eventually I realised it meant in real life, and people in there were, like, doing stuff. And there is a different creative set, like, Twitch is changing really, really soon, so I don't know what it will be in the future. But there is a different creative section in there that it took me even longer to discover. But in IRL, Ski Bobby was doing some artwork and streaming it. And I was just like, wow, that is so fucking awesome. Like, I'd never seen that sort of stuff. So he was one of the first people that kind of, like, showed me that artists and creative people are streaming on Twitch. So go check that man out. Ski Bobby. Wait, I'm going to reinforce this by spelling out your name. PSKIBOBBY, all one word. Thanks for getting involved. Anyway, I don't usually do great big shout outs on here, but I was just very pleased because he was genuinely the very first person I ever followed. Your boy Akira says, hey Mikey, hello your boy, just bought yesterday. And I'm going back to school. I just bought yesterday. What, you purchased the entire day? Oh my god. I'm going back to school and about to be busy, so I'm going to miss a lot of your videos. Everybody is apparently right back at school, so everybody who's back into the system, good luck with your lives. I wish you all the best with your studies and everything. So that's really, really cool, guys. Gori Tsunagi says, not Gekuyo, but Gekui. Gekui. And amazing drawing like always. Thank you, Gekui. Flying Cardinal says, wow, this is great. I love it. Thank you very much, Flying. And let's scroll down to catch as many comments as we can. Again, so many people just commenting. Marissa Gonzalez says, oh my, thank you very much, Marissa. Just scrolling down and skipping, loads of people who just sort of saying, hi, never clicked so fast, good job, mate, and damn, thank you all, you lovely people. What I'm doing is I'm forcing my scroll to kind of go through great big sections of the comments so that I don't just focus on like the most liked ones at the top. I catch a load of people. Diego Garcia says, hey Mikey, new sub here. Well, Diego, welcome along. I'm doing well. I'm nervous, however, as I will begin college on the 4th and your tutorials have helped me a ton. Wow, dude, you are back right now. I hope it's going well. I'm slowly getting better. Could you in future draw a girl with twin tails? Absolutely love twin tails characters. Dude, I struggle with plaits. I struggle with plaits and a lot of different... like, normal hair I'm fine with, but knotted rope and knotted hair, I do struggle, like, understanding the mechanics of what's going where sometimes. But, yeah, we'll kind of push through that in the future and get on a little bit more. Luminaris says, this drawing is inspiring me to really want to draw, but then I remember I'm really bad at drawing and I lose my drive in an endless cycle. Biggest F. F for respects, everybody, for not being able to ever be patient. Oh, press F to pay patient respects. Horny Archer says, I like the art almost as much as I'm loving your YouTube rant. Yeah, sorry. Every now and then, guys, we get a little bit ranty around here. Also, draw Sailor Moon chick. Oh, draw Sailor Moon as if she's in her 40s. That's a good idea. Oh, I quite like that idea. GC Lude says, I'm always overwhelmed by how good you are at drawing. No, I am not. You're being very kind. Like, I'm just... Guys, on YouTube right now, there are... genuine artists, genuine professional artists, or at least people with professional experience, really fantastic people making incredible art videos, drawing videos and stuff. I am like the guy who's really, really enthusiastic, but not necessarily that standard. So I'm just another guy who's learning to draw just as much as you guys. I'm getting the girls pretty much down, but I've got a lot to learn in all sorts of things in drawings, and I just really like sharing. When I learn something, I try to make a video about it. So I am literally just another guy on the journey, but there are actual people on here that, like, if you want to focus your time on other, and I don't want to send you guys away, like, stay sub to Mikey, keep joining in on the videos, but look around, seriously, there's some amazing people on here. Diego Vila says, Mikey, I also got a new sketchbook, which happens to be the exact same as yours. Ah, those Derwent bad boys. They're good, right? Also, I got it about a month ago. Nice, nice, nice. Iruka7 says, big news. Well, let's see. I suppose finding your channel last week. Oh, welcome along. And my art has improved a good bit. Then for last week's question, the Adventures of Zone podcast. You also really need to draw Hawks from Boku no Hero Academia. His hair looks fun. Eureka7. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, a couple episodes ago, I was asking for your guys' opinions for podcasts that I can listen out to, because just like part of the point of this very episode for DWMs is so that I'm just ranting and talking and mumbling along and getting my own artwork done, and you guys probably doing the same. But also, I like to listen to long-form podcasts a lot. I have just been, if I'm not putting Twitch on another tab at the moment, I'm just burning through all of the H3 podcasts. I cannot get enough of Ethan and Hila. And I'm not even like watching their short videos, you know, where they take the piss out of really shitty videos and stuff like that. It's all about those podcasts. I want to get myself like a really high-end webcam. I want to just turn this channel into a massive podcast chill out. What we'll do is we'll let the DWMs just get longer and longer, and eventually I'll have like a face cam and it'll be live again, and eventually I'll stop drawing, and then eventually I'll just have special guests and it'll just be the Mega podcast. Megacast. Oh, that's what we'll do. One day, watch for space, guys. Probably will never happen. Guys, I'm seeing so many lovely people with all their comments, and again, I am skipping loads, and I'm seeing loads of names I recognise, because I often read your comments in DWMs, and I probably skip them. I'm so sorry, but I just want to do it so that we're going to grab loads of randoms. Lucas Black says, holy crap, I just went in and typed up mikeymegamega in a search, and it really does just show your hand sketching. That's nuts. Yeah, guys, YouTube, for those of you who missed it last time, YouTube, if you search for me personally, like if you search Mikey Mega Mega, YouTube hides my thumbnails because YouTube's an arsehole. And if you just search up how to draw anime and see one of my videos, then you do get shown the thumbnails. It's just fucking weird. Philip Amwata says, hey Mikey, hello Philip. Here's a video idea if you'd like. Maybe ask for a couple of art submissions from us and comment on some mistakes that we're making and maybe redraw some in your own style so we can compare the differences. Philip, you're asking for art critique, feedback, and paintovers, which is absolutely fine to ask for. But I personally only do that for the higher tiers on Patreon, I'm afraid. That's where I get really in and out of other people's artwork and kind of act like more of a teacher. That being said, I think we need to make that the very last questione because we still need to say a great big thank you to last month's patrons. Why did I say that weird? Patreons? Patrons. Last month's patrons. It's still a really long list from last month. That list is this month, way shorter, but this month's patrons get read out next month. And that way I only have to like format everything once a month. So basically, it's my way of saying thank you so much to you bloody lovely people for getting in the comments. Comment section this time around, you can talk to me about anything, of course, nothing's off the table. But the main focus is if you could let me know any particular useful questions for a frequently asked question video, I'll probably tweet out that as well. That would be super helpful. However, the only reason why I get to make free videos on YouTube for you delicious people is because of the help of people like Antoine M, Nyan, Mohammed T, Divas Charms, Brandon W, Gerard, Breton F, Bloopadoo, Plaguish, Anthony C, H Caution, NASA A, Claytus, Redneck, Sheik's Apprentice, Admiral Okmar, Arispa to a War, Avarice, Panda Boy, Mark W, Carlos R, Lane D, Chibanobi, Samba M, Sergio H, Purity Rain, Michael C, Brandon S, Dantinor, Mr. Mooney, Some Weeb, Nezreen B, Joji, Daniel J, Elvin, Shisho, Michael S, Aaron B, Delivery W, Delivery Wolf, Jason W, Alex Brown, Zero, Demal Maximus, Cuddlebum, For Travelling Wolf, Ethereal, Joe R, Mad Duck, oh my goodness, Garrett C, Ryder 2KX, Michael S, Trent H, Jorgen A, Luke C, Johnny T, Connor M, Julio Felix O, Rob, Kamari J, Jamie, Cache Commando, Mizzino, Grizzly, Mr. Turtle, Matthew G, Simon B, Gareth, Taylor S, Kenneth J H, Hamon GL, oh my god, it's so long, Angry H, Johnny Y, Ollie, Garrett, Amoral Muffin, Christian L, Tokiko K, Timothy B, Minion 715, Ken E, Wendell S, Sahaki Fatness, Kurt D, Natasha G, and LMA Gamer. Oh my god. Thank you so much, guys. I think just reading that out has probably pushed this episode a little bit long. But these are all of the higher tier patrons on Patreon for last month. Again, I've changed how some things work, but do check out my Patreon if you ever want to support what I do here or you're just curious for a look. All of that is totally fine. And I will see you guys next week around. Take care.